In different industries, people buy differently. And in some industries, people buy because of a brand recall. In some industry, people buy because of research. That is, people, no matter what you do, people will still go and research and then they will buy. And in some industry, you can also reach out to them and create an impulsive purchase. In some industries, we have seen a behavior that irrespective of whether you have a website or not have a website, they will go to marketplaces like Amazon, Flipkart, Big Basket, etc., and they will only buy from there by looking at multiple brands together before they make their purchase. So they're not going to come to your website or Google. Amazon is their Google. Okay, so that is where they will make the purchase. So you need to understand what how the behavior happens. So example is, say for example, a t-shirt company, people don't go to Google and research. People don't ask their friends that how do I buy a t-shirt. They don't do research, right? What they do is they will go to a shop, they like the t-shirt, they will purchase. So let me give you an example of this. So we were running a campaign for one of our customers who were selling t-shirts, not a very big company, very small company, and we were trying to sell t-shirts. As I mean, we were trying to sell that company as a t-shirt company to the world. Okay, this t-shirt company, we were trying to sell them as a t-shirt company, and since they were a new company, people were not trusting them, and there was an issue with respect to sales, and we tried a lot, but it was not happening. Then what we did is we took one t-shirt at a time and we sold one t-shirt at a time. So we took a PHP t-shirt and sold it to the PHP guys. We took a Java t-shirt and sold it to the Java guys, because that sharp shooting or the segmentation is what is available on digital. And then what we started seeing is that people are buying PHP t-shirts in 50, 100 volumes, Java t-shirts in 50, 100 volumes, a funky t-shirts in 100, 200 volumes. So the punchlines that we were writing was attractive to one unit rather than to the other unit. And in that way, we were started selling a large volume. So that impulsive advertisement to the right audience worked. Neither people were searching on Google, nor they were doing any kind of a research. Neither we could create a brand recall for a t-shirt company in the short run to make that purchase. So we had to rely on impulse. And impulse is the cheapest method of selling if an impulse is possible. I can give you further examples. If you are into service, selling a service is a very difficult thing. People will do a research before buying a service. Can you create a small auditing around it? Can you create a small call to action, which is more impulsive? You can reach out to them and you can say that, oh, is your business COVID-19 ready with respect to this particular service? And they will say, I don't know. Then you can say that I'm going to charge you ₹1,000 and we'll do an audit and do that. So that becomes an impulsive call to action, which is easy to sell. Okay, so that is where you can look at it, how I can do impulsive selling. But in certain industries, only brand recall will sell. Like if you're buying a SIM card, or if you're buying certain type of, in India, even life insurance, etc., are into the brand recall area, where you will only buy a brand recall. But the real game changer is research based buying. Prior to brand recall, I mean, prior to digital era, the brand research or research based buying was less, because the research was very, very difficult. It was very cumbersome. You had to travel multiple places to actually do the research to find out. So people will be relying on their friends and families for reference. They will not be able to do a research. Now people do research. Okay, and I'll talk about this pyramid also, which is when people buy. How do they buy? Do they buy impulsively? Do they buy emotionally? Do they buy rationally? How do people buy, and how can you tweak your messaging? So this will come under the messaging framework. But it's very important for you to understand in the whole customer journey how people buy, what type of messages works for them. Okay. All right. So if you look at, these are some of the industries. Like in car industry, 90% of the purchases are digitally influenced, if not more. Okay, so I will assume almost 100% of the buying will be influenced digitally today or tomorrow, because that is how, because this is a big purchase. People will like to know more about the car. They will not rely on the sales guy who is trying to pitch you. Anything which is large home appliances, real estate, anything which is a large purchase that you're trying to do will always be digitally research heavy. And if you see the Indian statistics around 5, 6, 7 years back, car research purchase online was around 33–40%. Now it is almost 90%. I've seen that in various industries, including plywood, including large kitchen appliances, etc., etc. Wherever people are investing for longer period of time, or wherever something is very critical in people's life, they will come and do a research and then purchase. And most of the researches happens on digital. Okay, so those researchers can be looked at it, how people are researching, what people are searching for, etc. And I can give you a kind of an Excel sheet that you should also look at it, probably that give you a lot more idea about, do you know that what people are researching within your brand name? Have you looked at all the keywords that people are searching within your brand name? That will give you a lot of insights about what people are searching for. And that searches might be very different in March compared to that of Feb, because after COVID, people might be searching a lot of new things about your business which may not be there in the past. So are you tracking your search engine? Search on your web page, you have a search. Are people searching some new terms on the search? Have you looked at that particular data? That will give you a lot of insights that what people are researching within your company, plus what people are researching on Google and other places as well. That is something that you can do. Like another example is life insurance. What I have seen in the life insurances, since I work in UK and India, in UK almost 60 percentage plus purchases on life insurance happens based on research. That is why they have a lot of comparison websites. People go to the comparison website. Probably they have a lot more trust on the financial systems, and they will do the research. Whichever products are giving them a better returns, they will go and purchase it. Whereas in India, still the brand recall based purchases happens a lot more. Okay, and I can share the data with you on how this analysis was done, and that I believe will change in another 1 or 2 years. Okay, with more regulation, etc., online things will start coming in. People will do a lot more research online and do the purchase. So the brand recall based buying will reduce, and brand research based or product research based buying will increase. So my belief is in many of the industry, the research based buying will overtake brand research based brand recall based buying. So invest on the research based buying in your industry if that makes a lot more sense for you. But there are various products which are purely brand recall based buying, something like FMCG, luxury segment, etc. There you might have to do a different level of activity. Example is, if it's an FMCG product, where do you think their habits gets changed? Especially when they get married, when they are moving out of their house, etc., etc. Those are times when you want to do more advertisement to them, and digital allows you to do all these kind of activities. Okay, so again, what you need to look at from this perspective is the brand recall, research, impulse. So if 100 people are buying from you, how many people are buying because of brand recall, how many people are buying because of research, how many people are buying because of impulse? Okay, and you can look at the starting purchase and you can look at regular purchase. Okay, so I'm talking about the starting purchase, the first purchase that people are doing with you. So how can you influence, and if you can shift towards the impulsive call to action in some way or the other, you can get it at a cheaper level. And brand recall is the most expensive one. Brand research based buying is the second expensive out of this. Okay, so this is where it is. And in the whole journey that you're looking at, whether it is a research based buying especially and brand based buying, the trust is a big issue. Okay, and online is generally not a trusted media. Offline is a very trusted media. If I'm seeing an advertisement on TV, I trust the brand. If I'm seeing a brand on newspaper, I trust the brand, because not everybody can advertise there. You need to have a certain set of advertisement money to spend there. So you are considered to be a little more trusted company when I see an advertisement on newspaper or on billboard. Not as much as people trusted in the past, but still it is higher trust. Okay, so that complements the digital. But then on digital, how can you generate trust is a very, very important part of it. Just by putting that I am the best company, I am this, that, etc., the trust does not come. So you need to work towards how can I improve my trust factor on my website. Okay, let me give you an example of this. There is a company called Wakefit, and I was searching in Google for mattresses, that I wanted to buy mattress. And I searched in Google, then I saw Amazon. I went to Amazon, and suddenly I saw a company called Wakefit with the highest rating on Amazon for mattresses. I had never heard of them, and I'm talking about almost 3 years back or something like that. I've never heard of them. But when I saw that kind of a rating, high rating on that, or if I'm searching for a fan, if I'm searching for a AC or something like that, if I can see a higher rating and a good number around it, then I start looking at that particular brand a little deeper, right? So then I'll go to Google and I search for their brand. And when I went to their website, oh my God, they had so much information about how to choose the mattress, what to do, what customization. They had a chat box where I could ask them further questions. They helped me with certain queries, etc. Then I became a fan of theirs and I started purchasing my mattresses from Wakefit. And when you do that, what is happening is you have made a website which is more trustworthy because you have so much of information. You have given references of your Amazon rating. You have given references of your existing customers, etc., etc. So you started trusting the brand. Now, I was not aware of this brand. Within my journey of customer journey, I started trusting the brand. I started trusting the company. Okay, so that is the power of website if you do it right. That is the power of digital level. So digital is just not creating awareness. Most of the time you must have heard about Facebook advertisement, Google advertisement, this advertisement, that advertisement. That can only add to the early part of your funnel, but rest of the activities are a lot more intellectual work, requires a lot more involvement, and that is where the real returns will come. So just imagine if you're bringing 100 customers to your business and each of them are paying 100 rupees for a click, so you end up paying 10,000 rupees of traffic to your website and your conversion rate is 1%. If you can improve by 2%, automatically you are saving a 10,000 rupees on every 10,000 rupees you spend, right? So that is the kind of value that you can generate by improving this whole conversion rate and etc. in the whole funnel. Now some practical tips in the customer journey and buying behavior. So your different TGs, different type of target groups, can have different journey, different customer journey, and some of them might be available on web right now. So you might want to do some improvement on the website and some improvement on your whole customer journey to capitalize on their availability. Like say for example, if you have B2B guys, if you have influencers, etc., who are available right now, you can actually acquire them right now rather than acquiring a B2C kind of a company. Okay, so from research based buying, which is going to be the most important thing in the going forward. So how can you improve your website when you have time right now? So what you can do is you can spend a lot more time right now to improvise that from a UI, UX, communication, information architecture perspective, and all of those things to improve your conversion rate, not for just changing a website for the sake of it. And maybe you don't need technological changes, you just need maybe text-based changes that you can do it with your team by changing this, changing that, and do some A/B testing, etc. That might give you a lot more understanding. At least you will have different varieties, you will have different versions to look at it.